Alright, Shalom Yasharallah, peace Israel. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all praises and honor and glorification due to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Hawakakadash, and a double honor to our elders apostle of GMS whole world. And peace and blessings to the hopefully Lekakiam that are out there pushing this gospel, this doctrine of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai in righteousness, in sincerity and in truth, and also shalom, war brakatham, peace and blessings to the brethren and a few sisters that may be tuning and listen, learning, studying under the vibration of Yahweh Hashem, Shabbat Hashem, Hawakakadash, and once again toward Yahweh Shai for allowing us to be able to understand this good news on this wonderful gospel. If you've been paying attention lately, wars and rumors of wars is what you've been hearing on the news lately. Ever since 2 years ago when Russia invaded Ukraine, because US and NATO wanted to put a military base in Ukraine near Russian borders. They had no option but to invade Ukraine for the safety of the populations. And this has been ongoing, and it's been 2 years, and this war in Ukraine will not go away. It's only going to increase the conflict between these other nations. And recently, when the Chinese president Xi, when he got reelected, his first mission was he went to Russia. Oh, come forward. Good. Good looks, bro. Take care. Thank you. Like I was saying, right? His first visit when he got reelected, he went to Russia to upgrade their relationship, with Russia and China, because these countries, they have a boundary, like they have a bridge that you can travel from Russia to China on train or on your car, right? And so that's exactly what it is. So these countries now, they have a military alliance, an economic alliance, and as the war in Ukraine progresses, the relationship become much more and more stronger than it has ever been. And we know, and the Chinese, they are pretty much supporting Russia taking over Ukraine, because like I said before, they are in league. They want to go against America, because the reason why America is so strong economically is because of the petrodollar. The US, if you want to buy oil from Saudi Arabia, from Venezuela, and from the OPEC nations, you gotta use the dollar, and that's one of the leverage. That's one of the leverage that the U.S. has over the other nations, and that's why the U.S. has been able to impose sanction on any countries that goes against their agenda. So and the Chinese, they back Russia up, because they know that as soon as the U.S. is done with destroying, weakening Russia economically or militarily, they're gonna come after them next. So they are building a alliances and to be stronger, because like the saying says, there is strength and unity, and the US cannot, it's impossible for the US to fight those two major powers, Russia and China. It's impossible to fight them together, and they know that, and that's exactly what they want to do. As far as Taiwan, right? Taiwan is a renegade territory of China. The US government, they know that. They know that Taiwan belongs to China. But what they're trying to do, they're trying to protect Taiwan as a sovereign independent state, even though they know it's part of China. But they because why? Because the Taiwan have a large amount of semiconductor chip, which is used for your auto, your vehicle, your everything that you have, your phone, your fridge, your microwaves. So whoever controls Taiwan has a leverage economically over the rest of the nations, and the US wants Taiwan for herself, and at the same time, the Chinese, they won't allow US to take over Taiwan. So you have a conflict between these two powers over this small island, man. And that's exactly what's happening. And I read an article yesterday that the US is urging the citizen to leave Taiwan, because they know that the Chinese eventually gonna take over, gonna invade Taiwan, because that's part of the territory. So let's go over this article, man. Yahushua told us these things, man. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Matthew 24. Matthew 24. Matthew 24. Matthew 24 and 3. Matthew 24 verse 3 says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and in the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but it is not yet. For nation shall rise against nations, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows, and that's exactly what it is. Kingdoms are rising against kingdoms. China is a kingdom. America is a kingdom. The BRICS are kingdoms. BRICS stand for Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. So these nations are coming together to dethrone the dollar, to get rid of the dollar, so that the US won't have the upper hand over them, over these nations, because these nations clearly see that the US is falling, and she's falling rapidly, and that's exactly what it is, man. So the invasion of Taiwan by China gonna be a major geopolitically news, man. And it's coming very soon. It says US Senate bills on Taiwan invasion response clear committee, right? Committee. How you say this word? So let me see how you pronounce this word, man. Let me see how you pronounce this word. Is it how you say it? How you pronounce it? Let me just
Committee.
All right, I got it. And that's exactly what it is. And it says Washington, June 8th, the United States Committee on Foreign Relations has given the green light to a bipartisan proposal that will require U.S. government urgency to come up with a strategy to counter a potential People's Republic of China (PRC) invasion of Taiwan. So they are passing bill to pretty much sanction China, in case of a Taiwan invasion. And he says, called the Taiwan Protection and National Resilience Act of 2023. The bill was introduced by Republican Senator Marco Rubio and Democratic Senator Gary Peters on March 30th, and approved unanimously in a voice vote Thursday. So we know these senators, these congressmen, they are nothing but a puppet for the elite, man. They are set up to carry the agenda of the elite, man. And that's exactly what it is. And it says it will now head to the full Senate. Rubio said in a statement on his Senate webpage. The bill requires the Department of Defense, right, the Department of Commerce, the Department of State, and other federal agency to report to Congress on U.S. option to both prepare war in response to a Chinese Communist Party CCP attack on Taiwan. So the rumors of wars, man, is what's on the news. It's what these nations are being talking about. Because the U.S. knows that the kingdom is getting diminished. The hegemony is being diminished. The influence over the whole world is not what it used to be. In the countries like Iran, back in the 40s, the 60s, they wouldn't dare talk back to the US. But now these countries are so Iran recently just acquired hyper supersonic missile. So now the US can tell them nothing, man. Now they have a voice. Russia, ever since Russia invaded Ukraine, this country feels like they have a battery in the back. Now they can taking voice out the opinion, the say so, and that's exactly the time we're in, man. And it says matter of fact, you get the idea, man. The Chinese invasion of Taiwan is inevitable because that's the lead. That's the lead. That's exactly what it is. Let's get a few precepts. I mean, this because the Lord told us this thing, man. Told us these things. Isaiah 42 verse 9. Isaiah 42 verse 9. Yep. Isaiah 42 verse 9. Matter of fact, verse 8. I am the Lord Yahweh, that is my name, and my glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. But for the spring forth, I tell you of them. And that's exactly what it is. The Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai told us, left us the blueprint, the secret, to let us know on how to measure the times, man, diligently, man. Like I said before, that's gonna be a major blow once China took over Taiwan. That's gonna propel these nations to pick a side, man. To pick a side to back the alliances. That's exactly what it is, man. That's the time we're in. That's what prophecy is, man. Motherfucker, let's get that real quick. Jeremiah 28, Jeremiah 28 verse 7. Jeremiah 28 verse 7. Nevertheless, hear thou this word that I speak in thy ears and in the ears of all the people. And that's exactly what it is. The scripture says that the Lord Yahweh Shemashai will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets, and that's exactly what it is. You know, his secrets are what? So if the Lord reveal his secrets to the prophets, guess what? The secrets gotta be the prophecies. Because pursuant to Revelation 19 verse 10, the testimony of Yahweh is the spirit of prophecy. Verse 8, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of all prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilences. And that's exactly what it is. These are the job description of the prophets, man. And the prophets are back in the lot doing the same thing that they have been doing for centuries, you know, for hundreds of years, man. You know, prophesizing, give warning, let the people know what time it is, what's about to come, you know. Mass death, destruction, chaos, the whole world gonna turn upside down. You know, really, it's right side up for us, because we understood before the kingdom can be established, you know, on earth, as the scripture says, you know, on earth as it is in heaven. All hell gotta break loose, man. You know, the earth has to shake, man. You know, through the events that's about to come. You know, that's exactly what it is, man. Matter of fact, let's get Acts 14, Acts chapter 14, verse 22. Acts chapter 14, verse 22, and it says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High. And that's exactly what it is. It's a requirement, you know, for the whole world to be in a state of chaos, upheaval. You know, the collapse of society is needed before the kingdom can be established, because these devils the Lord has to forcefully, violently remove these devils, you know, in all his organization that he has been set up ever since he came into power, you know. And
Hello?
yep.
James.
All right. Okay.